Our family lives in Eden Prairie, Minnesota, a town that transforms into a kaleidoscope of fall colors come autumn. Life here is incredibly convenient. The Eden Prairie Center, a large shopping mall, is just a 10-minute drive away, and we have Target and Starbucks right in the neighborhood. Our two-story colonial home boasts 4 bedrooms, and I particularly love the open-concept kitchen that lets me keep an eye on the children while doing housework. In this blessed environment, I spend my days working as a web designer from our living room. It's been 5 years since I went freelance. While working from home can sometimes be a lonely endeavor, I find it's the perfect arrangement for balancing childcare and career. With my brown hair pulled back in a ponytail, I chase deadlines day after day. Still, being able to see my family's smiles up close makes it all worthwhile. My husband Michael works as a project manager at a major IT company. His gentle nature and devotion to family make him my greatest support. On weekends, he cherishes his role as a father, playing with Legos alongside our 10-year-old son Jacob or accompanying him to soccer practice at the YMCA. Every Sunday, our family attends the local Presbyterian church, followed by our treasured tradition of brunch together. Jacob is in 4th grade. He's a bright and honest child, and his teacher praises him for contributing to the positive atmosphere in class. These days, he's particularly obsessed with Legos, spending hours in his room creating during weekends. While he's not too keen on his Wednesday piano lessons, he diligently continues attending, probably due to the same sense of responsibility he inherited from his father. Then there's Caitlin and her daughter Ashley, who are essential characters in this story. Caitlin is Michael's sister, living about 15 minutes away by car. Currently, her husband is away on a long-term business assignment, leaving her alone with 9-year-old Ashley. She's deeply immersed in social media communities, posting perfect mother-daughter moments on Instagram almost daily. To be honest, my relationship with Caitlin is complicated. After 7 years of marriage, while we maintain a facade of harmony, I often find myself exhausted by her perfectionist personality and somewhat condescending attitude toward me. During family events, she always takes charge, and my opinions are consistently pushed aside. Whether it's Thanksgiving dinner or Christmas cookie baking, everything must be done according to her instructions. Still, I've endured it because, well, she's my husband's sister. Her behavior has been particularly concerning lately. Perhaps she's emotionally unstable due to her husband's absence. But her overprotective attitude toward Ashley seems excessive. Overscheduling activities, constantly posting photos of her daughter on social media. Sometimes Michael mutters that it's like she's using her as a trophy to show off to other moms. On the other hand, the children's relationship is wonderful. Jacob and Ashley, being close in age, often play together on weekends. Jacob especially dotes on Ashley, who's a year younger, treating her like a little sister. Ashley, typically introverted and sensitive, naturally brightens up around Jacob. Even when she comes home tired from Girl Scout activities, she comes alive when playing with him. When her prized golden hair catches the sunlight, she looks just like a doll that stepped out of a storybook. On this Sunday afternoon, autumn sunlight streams through the large windows, gently illuminating our living room. The aroma of a slow cooker meal fills the air. With Thanksgiving season approaching, I've just finished preparing dinner using ingredients from Whole Foods. All that's left is the final presentation for my client. I sigh softly while facing my computer. Freelance work often means giving up weekends. Still, the sound of Jacob's Lego blocks from upstairs soothes my heart. I love these peaceful weekend afternoon moments. This color scheme still isn't quite right. As I'm absorbed in fine-tuning the web design, suddenly, an aggressive doorbell ring pierces the air. Following it, a voice that's somewhere between an angry shout and a scream echoes from the entrance. "Amy! Open up! Open this door right now!" I immediately recognized the voice's owner. It was Caitlin, sounding completely unlike her usual self, totally distraught. Rushing to the door, I run into Jacob coming down the stairs. "Mom, was that Aunt Caitlin?" "Jacob, please wait in your room." Though I hesitated at my son's worried expression, dealing with the door had to come first. Opening the door, I'm confronted by Caitlin's livid face. Her usually perfectly styled brown hair is disheveled, her flawless makeup beginning to smear. And behind her, oh my goodness! Ashley! My voice rises in shock. Caitlin's daughter Ashley is sobbing. And her precious golden hair, it's been cut unevenly. "Your son cut my daughter's hair." Caitlin's voice rings throughout the neighborhood. I hurriedly usher them inside. "Caitlin, please calm down. Let's talk about." "Calm down. Look what happened to Ashley's hair." Even after entering the living room, Caitlin's anger shows no signs of subsiding. Ashley trembles behind her mother. While my heart aches at her state, something feels off. "Jacob! Come down here." At Caitlin's voice, Jacob descends the stairs. His usually bright expression is clouded with anxiety and fear. "Aunt Caitlin! How could you do such a terrible thing?" What do you mean?" "Don't play dumb. You cut Ashley's hair." I could see the color drain from my son's face. "I didn't do it." "Liar. Ashley told me." As Caitlin becomes more aggressive, Jacob steps backward. I position myself in front of my son. "Caitlin, without any proof." That's when it happened. Caitlin pushed past me, and the sound of her slapping Jacob's cheek rang out. Jacob collapsed to the floor. My son's crying reaches my ears as I rush to his side. "I really didn't do it. I didn't." The son I'm holding is trembling. Anger wells up inside me. "Caitlin, get out." I say this in a low voice. But Caitlin won't listen. "Excuse me. My daughter is the victim here. I won't stand for someone who resorts to violence playing the victim." Just then, we hear the front door opening. "I'm home, what's going on?" Michael had returned. My husband, who had gone to work on this weekend due to a deadline, had come back earlier than planned. Sensing the situation, his expression immediately becomes stern. "What happened here?" Caitlin exploded again, starting to explain about Ashley's hair. Throughout this, Ashley kept her head down. Something seems off. How dare you hit our son without any proof? What's wrong with that? It's called discipline. Discipline? That's violence. I'll bill you for the salon, $5,000. And make him write an apology letter. The conversation had become impossible. My husband spoke with firmness. Please leave for today. We can talk again when everyone's calmer. Fine. We're done here. Ashley, we're leaving. Caitlin yanks Ashley's hand forcefully. At that moment, I catch Ashley's eye. There was something in her gaze, like she was trying to tell us something, pleading for help. The front door slams shut, and silence returns. But this silence felt like the calm before a storm. Jacob's cheek is red. Jacob, you really didn't do it, right? No. I absolutely didn't. I would never cut Ashley's hair. There's no lie in my son's eyes. He continued crying in my arms as I held him. Michael joined us, and the three of us stayed embracing for a long time. Monday morning in Minnesota arrives with a misty haze. Yesterday's events feel like a bad dream. We decided to keep Jacob home from school. Though the swelling in his cheek had subsided, the emotional wounds wouldn't heal so easily. He barely ate half his usual serving of pancakes at breakfast. It's okay, Mom. I want to go to school. My son's attempt to be brave only tightened the knot in my chest. Michael also chose to work from home today. His kindness in wanting to support our son as a family meant more than I can express. Around 10 a.m., the doorbell rang. Though I tensed up, traumatized by yesterday, the person standing there was Ashley. Ashley stood alone in her school uniform. She must have snuck away from school. Clutching a small backpack, she looked nervous. Auntie, can I talk to you? Her voice trembled. She was different from yesterday. Gone was the fearful expression in her mother's presence, now her eyes just sought help. Of course. But your mother. I came without telling Mom. I hesitated. Should I let my niece in without Caitlin's knowledge? But this child's eyes were crying out for something. My intuition pushed me forward. All right. Come in. Led to the living room, Ashley perched on the edge of the sofa. Her unevenly cut golden hair catches the morning light, shining poignantly. Would you like some tea and cookies? I got those macadamia nut ones you like from Whole Foods. I head to the kitchen while talking, trying to ease the tension. Pouring tea into my favorite bone china cup and arranging cookies on a plate, various possibilities race through my mind. Here you go. As I offer the tea, Ashley whispers a small, thank you. The gesture is almost adult-like. Where's Jacob? He's resting upstairs. After yesterday. I'm sorry. Her sudden apology leaves me speechless. Jacob didn't do anything wrong. Tears begin streaming down her cheeks. My intuition was right. Would you like to tell me about it? Take your time. Holding the mug with both hands, Ashley pauses before speaking in a small voice. Actually, I cut it myself. My hair. I catch my breath at this shocking confession. But I force myself to stay calm, knowing I shouldn't interrupt Ashley's story. Why? I'm being bullied at school. Her trembling voice continues the confession. Social media harassment from classmates. Being excluded from group activities. And most of all, Mom posts photos of me on Instagram every day. But I'm not just a doll. Tear-filled eyes look straight at me. Mom decided that long hair is your pride. But I couldn't take it anymore. As she speaks, emotions overflow and Ashley begins crying openly. I rush to embrace her. It's okay now. You're not alone. Just then, there's a sound from upstairs. Turning around, I see Jacob standing halfway up the stairs. Ashley looks up too. I'm sorry, it was my fault. It's okay. I'm fine. Jacob comes down the stairs and sits next to Ashley. The cousins look at each other, both crying. Their pure bond brings tears to my eyes as well. But why couldn't you talk to your mother about this? I gently ask once things have calmed down. Mom, she expects too much perfection. I have to act like the perfect daughter in front of her social media followers. Those words squeeze my heart. Caitlin, trapped by her reflection in the social media mirror, had become deaf to her daughter's silent cries. And her niece, nearly crushed under the weight of that distorted love. Ashley, you're such a brave girl. Being honest with your feelings is very difficult. But I don't know what to do now. We're here for you. How about starting with counseling together with your mom? I've heard Oak Point Elementary has a great counselor. Ashley gives a small nod. Just then, the doorbell rings. Ashley shrinks in fear, but it's just an Amazon delivery. We all share a small laugh. In that smile, I see a glimmer of hope. Are you hungry? I'll make you my special macaroni and cheese. Looking out the window while standing in the kitchen, I see the morning mist has cleared and sunlight is streaming in. The road ahead won't be smooth. But my niece's courage in facing the truth lights the way for our family's new beginning. Jacob, would you help set the table for Ashley? Sure. The children's bright voices ring out. As I start preparing lunch, I pray that this peaceful moment in our home will help heal her heart, even if just a little. I sat by the window at Starbucks near Eden Prairie Center. When I decided to call Caitlin here, Michael was worried. But this was something I had to do. I want to come too. I had no intention of refusing Ashley's request. Her courage was needed for this moment. The cafe door opens. Caitlin enters. Perfect makeup and outfit as usual. But she can't quite hide the dark circles under her eyes. She freezes for a moment when she spots us. Ashley. What about school? Sit down, Caitlin. We need to talk. At my voice, She narrows her eyes suspiciously but slowly takes a seat. First, look at this. I hand her my smartphone. Social media posts from Ashley's classmates. Ashley's too perfect, it's creepy. She's just her mom's doll. That hair must be extensions. This is what your daughter faces at school every day. Caitlin's expression freezes. Ashley, tell her. My niece nods slightly and begins speaking in a trembling voice. The details of the bullying, the pressure to meet her mother's expectations, and the real reason she cut her hair. Mom, I cut it myself. What? I couldn't pretend to be the perfect daughter anymore. I'm sorry. Tears roll down Caitlin's cheeks. Her hurried attempt to hide her smearing makeup reveals her confusion. That's a lie. Because we were happy, weren't we? Everyone on Instagram envied us. Was that real happiness? My question freezes the cafe's atmosphere. Are you saying I'm a bad mother? How dare you, a sister-in-law, interfere with my parenting? Caitlin, this isn't about good or bad parenting. Ashley is suffering. Mom, you protect me too much, it's suffocating. Ashley's words become the final drop. So I'm a bad mother. I tried so hard, caring about others' opinions, pretending to be the perfect mother on social media, but that was wrong. Everything was wrong. Caitlin's voice gradually rises. Other customers start turning to look. I tried so hard. A sudden shout. Then Caitlin collapses into tears. Since Ken left for his assignment, I had to be the perfect mother alone. My social media followers expected, but really. Ashley rushes to embrace her mother. Mom, you're not alone. These words burst Caitlin's dam. Her makeup runs, her hair disheveled. But it was also the sound of her mask falling away. I'm sorry. Ashley, I'm so sorry. I'm sorry too, Mom. As mother and daughter embrace and cry, even the cafe's other patrons' gazes soften. After a while, Caitlin raises her face. Her smeared makeup makes her look like a no mask. But her eyes hold a gentle light I've never seen before. Amy, for hitting Jacob. I'm truly sorry. Jacob is the one you should apologize to. Yes, you're right. I'll properly. Just then, the cafe door opens again. Michael enters with Jacob. I had contacted them earlier. Jacob. I'm so sorry for what I did. Caitlin kneels down to her nephew's eye level to apologize. Though Jacob hesitates briefly, he soon smiles. It's okay, Aunt Caitlin. I'm just glad Ashley's feeling better. The children's pure kindness brings tears to the adults' eyes. But what should we do now? To Caitlin's worried expression, I make a suggestion. The counselor at Oak Point Elementary has a great reputation. Why don't you try going together as mother and daughter? Yes. Ashley, will you go with me? Winter comes early in Minnesota. 6 months after that incident. Outside the window, large snowflakes fall silently. Standing in our kitchen, I occasionally listen to the laughter coming from the living room. It's Christmas Eve afternoon. Caitlin, Ashley, and Ken, who has finally returned from his long-term assignment, are enjoying making Christmas cookies with us. Mom, this cookie's shape got all wonky. At Ashley's voice, Caitlin smiles gently. It doesn't have to be perfect. Don't you think it looks lovely, like a little star? 6 months ago, she would have surely said, do it over. The changes may be gradual, but they're definitely happening. Weekly counseling sessions. Though Caitlin was reluctant at first, now she makes appointments on her own initiative. Ms. Watson at Oak Point Elementary has patiently supported the mother-daughter relationship. Your sister-in-law is really trying, the counselor confided in me privately. It's wonderful to see how she's facing her perfectionist tendencies and working to change. Her social media posts have decreased to once or twice a week. Instead, she's spending more quality time with her daughter. When I heard they'd recently started taking yoga classes together, I found myself getting emotional. Ashley's changes have been remarkable too. She's settled well into her new environment at Oak Point Elementary. Her artistic talent has been recognized, and she recently won an Excellence Award at the school's art exhibition. Both Caitlin and Ken beamed with pride at the award ceremony. Her golden hair, now grown to shoulder length, is no longer a symbol of her mother's expectations. This length feels more like me, Ashley decided for herself. Amy, is the hot chocolate ready? Caitlin's voice calls from the living room. Gone is the commanding tone of before, replaced by a sisterly warmth. Yes, coming right now. As I carry the hot chocolate topped with plenty of marshmallows, I smile at the scene by the fireplace. Lego blocks spread across the floor. In the middle, Jacob and Ashley are intensely focused on their building project. Ken has joined them, and the three are consulting as they create together. Should we make this into a Christmas tree? Yes. But not just an ordinary one. Like a space station. The children's imagination takes flight. Beside them, Caitlin reaches for her smartphone, then puts it back down. I can see her consciously resisting the urge to post on social media. It's a lovely sight, I whisper. Yes. We don't need to capture it in photos, we can engrave it in our hearts. Caitlin's words catch my eye, and we share a smile. As evening approaches, Michael returns from work carrying a large paper bag. I have a surprise, he announces. Inside are ice skates for the whole family. How about we all go to Braemar Ice Arena tomorrow? The children cheer, and the adults join in agreement. Even if we fall, we can laugh together. Now that we've built such a relationship, I'm sure we'll be fine. As night falls, we begin preparing Christmas Eve dinner. We decided to spend it at our house this year. Amy, let me help you with the turkey. Caitlin comes into the kitchen. Before, she might have said, I'm better at this. Thank you. Could you handle the stuffing? We work side by side in the kitchen. Outside, Snow continues to fall, and the fireplace flames flicker. Hey, Amy, thank you for forgiving me that day. That's what family's for. A brief exchange of words. But I could see tears glistening in both our eyes. In the living room, the children have completed their Lego Christmas tree. It's uneven and somewhat crooked. But its uniqueness makes it all the more precious. The Lego pieces shine in rainbow colors in the firelight. Everyone, dinner's ready. 8 chairs around the table. The aroma of turkey. Warm lighting. Snow outside the window. And most of all, the smiles of everyone here. It's not perfect. But within that imperfection lies true happiness. I take a deep breath. The feeling of gratitude expanding in my chest. And the anticipation for the days ahead. Everything is contained in this moment. Shall we say grace? At Michael's words, everyone joins hands, forming a circle just like we do at the Presbyterian Church. I think I feel Caitlin and Ashley's hands clasping each other a little tighter than before. Mother and daughter. Sisters. Cousins. Husband and wife. The bonds of family fill this room. Tomorrow will surely bring another new morning. No doubt new challenges await us there. But it's okay. Because on this winter night, we've found real hope.